I thought yesterday, on top of being a great ball game and a really good win for the Patriots, was a showcase for Mike Vrabel. And, ironically, I think in some cases where the wrong decision might have been made, but it worked out in the end. Players bailed him out, if you want to say. But, some pretty interesting circumstances where his decisions were put right out there and they came through. Obviously, the end of the second quarter one where he gave up on first down to bleed the clock. Players ended up proving him right on that. Drake made a Steph Diggs for the touchdown, and then having Travion Henderson look over to the bench on that long touchdown run in the fourth quarter, asking whether I should go down or go into the end zone. Turns out he should have gone down. I got it. He should have gone down. I got it. I miscounted the timeouts, but he should have gone down.
You guys screwed it up.
But either way, just him looking over there is something we've never seen before. It just shows you how selfless the player is, how well coached they are, how cognizant of every situation they are. That was a showcase for Mike Vrabel. Being ready on the Philly special, you just heard Romo give him a little tongue bath on that. The coach is here, and they're ready for it. They're back. And then you had all the injuries. And Mike Vrabel's been doing this all year. He did it in Tennessee. He makes a point to go out there personally every time a player goes down, take a knee. In this case, he held Christian Barmore's hand. And when they came back from the commercial, they showed it on the broadcast, and that's what you heard right there. Murray, you have thoughts on that?
I do, and maybe I'm a sucker for this kind of theater, but I loved it. His immediate on-field attention to players like this, specifically Barmore, I think is genuine, and I think that's the kind of thing that's getting this team to buy in as much as they have and getting to all play as well as they have. He cares, so they care. It speaks to that thing that Steph Diggs is now saying, we all we need. It's a little bit corny, but maybe this is what's happening here. And winning helps, obviously, and something like this might have a shelf life, but for now it works. And keeping in mind, the Barmore one specifically, he just got benched for a quarter a couple of games ago. It was the Cleveland game. And when he went down today, and it looked yesterday, it looked bad, and enough that Vrabel's holding his hand like that. For a guy that just got disciplined by that very coach, how many other red-assed a-hole coaches, or like Belichick, would have done that kind of display to show that he cares that much? Again, it probably has a shelf life. And if you start losing, who cares if the coach cares? But for now, for what they're doing, that he cares so much, I think is getting them to care a lot, too. And I loved it. I loved all those scenes yesterday.
How about his aggressiveness as a play caller?
He was also coach all gas, no brakes. I liked it for the most part, but until that attempt, the fourth down attempt in the fourth quarter, late third quarter there, around midfield at the Bucks 42 or whatever it was, that one felt unnecessary to me, and it blew up in their face. Now, it didn't end up blowing up in their face ultimately because the next possession for Tampa, they ended up punting, but at that time, I was like, no, what are you doing here? I hated it in the moment, and it didn't work. Tampa gets the ball back now. They don't do anything with it ultimately, but I hated that call at the time.
4th and 5, end of the third quarter, up 21-16, Tampa 42. 1:19 left in the quarter. Went to Diggs again over the middle. This time Tampa covered it.
It wasn't a good throw either, if you remember it. It was it was low. It was, it was defended well, but it wasn't a great throw.
Tampa had caught on by that point. Diggs did not have a catch in the second half.
Should there have been a challenge on a first down, looked like a first down throw to Hollins in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, so this was the other one I didn't like. So it felt to me there was like a 5-minute period where I felt like Vrabel kind of short-circuited or lost his mind. I hated that fourth down attempt, and then that to me, so it's a high point pass to Mac Hollins on third down. It looks to be a first down. Enough so that I had a bunch of buddies that were at that game, so they know I'm watching at home. They're like, should he have challenged that? Because maybe they had bad seats or couldn't see it well enough. But I thought maybe they didn't show enough replays. That to me looked like a first down. I can't believe they didn't challenge that. I hated that at the time too. Did you guys second guess that at all?
No, because I think they're on it up there. It was obvious. It's not like they just missed it. They probably saw it a couple times.
Well, and he didn't get pushed.
No, he
passed the line. He came back on his own.
His own momentum. He may have contacted the ball over the line, but by the time he secured it, and I don't think it was going to be a first down because he did that on his own, as Mazz said. It wasn't like he caught it and got pushed back.
But that was another moment where my butt puckered, feeling like, oh, they just blew this. Why didn't you challenge now? Now that they didn't blow up in their face like the fourth down thing because the Bucks end up following with a punt. They don't do anything with it. But in those moments, I didn't like either of those calls.
It's just all going their way. One thing that I was second guessing was the amount of times they were running up the middle. Now the Tampa, obviously, Vita Vea is just an absolute force.
It's a monster
of nature in there. And they were running in there. There was that, I think it was the first drive of the game. They Had 2nd and 1, didn't get it. 3rd and 1, quarterback sneak, didn't get it. 4th and 1, just barely got it. And they're running up in there. It's like, what are you doing? And then Travion Henderson runs 55 yards for a touchdown right up the middle. It's like, okay, like you're giving up a play on 1st down. You're 1st and goal at the 1, and you're in a position where you can just give up a down because you think you're that finely tuned. Oh, they score on 4th. It's just like all coming their way. Drake May throws a killer back-breaking end zone interception with 5 minutes left. Well, nope. They stop them. It's like it's all coming up Patriot, Mazz.
Can you argue that any of the stuff that they were able to get on the perimeter, and I suppose I'm talking about the big run by Henderson later, is a result of being able to or trying to run up the middle?
Yes, and I'll tell you another thing that was a result of trying to run up the middle was the long touchdown to Williams. That was a classic. I'm pretty sure it was 1st down, but he was under center. There was a fullback there. It wasn't Tonga, but maybe that other guy that they
Westover.
Yeah, Jack Westover.
Maybe Westover. So I think they had 2 guys in the backfield. It was a real heavy run look.
Yeah.
And that's how they got Williams free. So the running up the middle, even though it wasn't successful, I think definitely set up some of their play action, definitely set up some of those perimeter runs. And then they hit a big one in the 3rd quarter.
So I do feel like they're committed to it for that reason, that it's part of their offense and it's an important thing for their passing game. That's my theory on it. But it does feel sometimes like they're slamming their head against the wall going in there.
Well, this is the other thing I give credit to Vrabel and that coaching staff for, too, is like these rookies that we had written off. Kyle Williams, right? Like we all collectively thought he sucked, and rightfully so going into this
I
game.
haven't changed anything on him. I give him very little credit for that yesterday.
That was all about the throw. That play was a great throw.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Murray, but that's one guy. So instead of having
But at least he did something, Mike. I expect him to do nothing.
1 target, no catch, this was 2 targets, 1 catch. And it happened to be on a play where it was schemed beautifully. May put it into the freaking crux of his elbow, inside of his elbow, and he ran. I had never said the guy's slow.
But maybe that helps build confidence, which he desperately needs. So, like, credit for, like, sticking with them, not just having them, we have to put you out here by default because we're down a body, but we're actually going to get you involved. And he did something with it. Like, that surprised me. I thought he would have done less than nothing yesterday.
Listen, I'm in on all the other Patriots receivers. I think Hollins has been great.
He's a badass.
And he's a great run blocker. The one that they scored up the middle was a key block by him. I'm into receivers that block.
He's tough.
And do all that stuff. He's another tough physical receiver. Diggs, I love. I told you when he's going right, he's great. Booty should have won all of us over. I got nothing bad to say about any of the receivers. I have nothing bad to say about the kid, except I'm just not – I don't know if he did much. He ran across the field, and he couldn't not catch it. And then no one's going to catch him. So I'll give you Henderson, Travion Henderson. Maybe that's a breakout day for him, and we see the dynamic home run threat that he was promised to be.
And he was actually faster on his run than Williams was.
No way.
He was. Yep, I read that in Phil Perry's story. And look, that's by the next-gen stats thing.
Yeah.
But he was over 22 miles an hour. And whereas Williams was at 21 and, at 21.85 or something like that. But Henderson was faster.
What else, Murray? How about, let's see, the interception you wrote about?
Yeah, again, I said it earlier when we were talking about it. I think that's one of 2 things, neither which are of good. He was knocked around for like 4 straight plays before May throws that pick, and that was either him going Farvian and like, well, I got this down, I'm gonna make a play here, or his brain was rattled because it reminded me of that pick he threw in the end zone against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like he takes a bad hit, and the next thing you know, he throws it to the opposition.
How about the field? Quickly, a word.
Oh, just the field, like how?
I mean, here's your email. They're for real! Exclamation point. Suck it, Perillo! Exclamation point. And how do you like your Buffalo Bills now? Question mark. Bleh! Exclamation point! Exclamation point. That was a very entertaining game. Ballsy, big win. And for me, the 2 biggest things coming out of it were Vrabel and the previously crappy rookies. But either way,
I thought you meant the actual aesthetic of the field. I loved the field yesterday. Real grass, muddy uniforms. I loved that look. We don't see that enough in the NFL anymore.
It felt like a real game, Mazz, didn't it?
It did. It was an absolutely real football game. And that was the best part of it, is that there were mistakes on both sides. But that to me is an indication of the competition. When you're getting a physical game like that and people smacking each other in the face, there are going to be mistakes. There are going to be drops. There are going to be, pressures, missed blocks, all kinds of stuff because the level of intensity on both sides is so high. And so we mentioned Westover.
It's nice watching a game on grass.
Oh, it's great. It was a real football game is what it was. It wasn't a track meet. It was a real football game. And just because we mentioned Westover, there was that one little play where May tried to flip the ball forward. I don't need to see any more passes to Mr. Westover. What's his first name?
Jack.
Jack.
Okay, Mazz, the way it's going, clip that. He's scoring next week.
Probably.
This is the way it's going for them.
I mean, that guy that looks like he couldn't catch a freaking cold. I don't want anything to do with him.
They're going to turn him into Kyle Juszczyk. You watch.
And the other thing is he that good of a blocker?
I don't know.
I don't think he is. He's not that big.
Tonga's better.
Put
than
Tonga in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Give me Tonga.
So Tonga, I'm good with throw to Tonga.
They're going to throw to Tonga.
Westover kind of blows.
You know they're going to throw to Tonga
I don't
soon.
want Westover. Beast sucks. He's a fake fullback.
But it's that kind of season.
Yes.
You are rolling. Here comes a Tonga touchdown.
They should hand it off
They're
to
either
him.
going to hand it to him or they're going to. This is coming. You know it's coming. And it's going to be you with pants off for Tonga, which I'm down with.
I do like Tonga.
I love Tonga.
Me like Tonga.
Guys, great. Final word on the Buffalo Bills, Murray.
Oh, they're a mess. I mean, I don't know how you can go into Miami and lose the way that you did yesterday. And if you see some of the clips of this, Josh Allen's not on the same page with any of these wide receivers. The offensive coordinator, Bills fans are ready to see the guy get fired. Like, they seem like there's real problems there. I'm not writing them off, but I think the Patriots kind of have the division at this point. You're up 2. You have the tiebreaker. It feels to me they're in the driver's seat for the AFC East at least.
It's theirs to lose.